Tonight for the pop-up cigar talk. You notice I did a pop-up one last week. We're going to be talking about simping, giving money to your family, and money in six, the YouTube algorithm. But let's get back into it when we come back. Good evening, everyone. This is Financial Literacy 101. Pop-up cigar talk. Tonight, we will be enjoying a Aldino. Aldino, for you guys who are not familiar with this particular cigar. Okay. Okay, and that is how it looks afterwards. I am having some internet troubles, but we're going to try to press on. Okay, we're going to try to press on. Now, with this particular cigar, it's a Honduran cigar, even though it has the name Cameroon on it, but it's a Honduran cigar. The wrapper, the binder, the filler, even the country, everything is from Honduras. And with this particular cigar that we're looking at, ladies and gentlemen, this one has a caramel apple spice cedar taste. Okay, that's caramel apple spice cedar taste, not in the order. It smells sweet, but it's not infused at all. As you can tell, this is a very small gauge. I think this is around a 52 by 6 or 50 by 5 for you guys who know the sizes of your cigars. Okay, we're going to light this bad Billy up and we're going to get into the conversation tonight. Okay, I'm going to burn the edges like I usually do, so we can have burnt them too much that time, but that's okay. And I'm going to toast the end. All right, one of the things I just do, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to burn it and smoke it at 45-degree angle. All right. Now, tonight, candle. Again, one of my favorites. I only circle around maybe 3 to 5 candles. I don't have like 1,000 candles to show you guys because I do have my favorites and I buy my favorites. This one right here, ladies and gentlemen, the coconut sea salt, it smells just the way it sounds. It is, you ever smelled a really good candle that you just wanted to eat? This is it. Again, this is the coconut sea salt. Okay, I'm going to light this up, get a good aroma in here, good mix. And of course, tonight, because of the YouTube algorithms, this is my YouTube iced tea. Okay. Any drink you see is YouTube iced tea, especially in my crystal glasses. All right. Now, I want to say good evening and good night to everyone. I see Wendell. Good evening, good sir. Pretty girl Kiki. Nice. I'm glad to see you guys here today. So simping. Let's get into it. Simping. This has come an internet phenomenon of men, usually men, and this is cross-racial. It doesn't matter what race, what ethnic you are, but more times than not, they're usually talking about black men when it comes to simping. But I don't think I never really knew the definition of simping. I just knew that simping in a sense meaning that a woman is usually taking advantage of a man and he just keep doing it thinking he'll get some booty later on or be in her good graces or whatever. And I realized something very important. Now, let's get into the definition before we talk about this. Good evening, Jermaine Anderson. I see you. B1, that's what I'm talking about. Black first. Now, simping. Let's talk about this very quickly. And ladies, please chime in as you need. Simping, when you infatuate over women, allow them to take over your mind and cause you to do things for them that you wouldn't normally do. I'm going to have to lead this game. I want to see what Annie is doing right now. Bro, you simping. Okay. So there's many forms of simping that I don't think that a lot of men realize that. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say most guys have simped before. We have simped before. Now, there's a gray area if you're trying to check on a loved one or wife or fiance or girlfriend, you're just checking on her. But I was a simp. I was. And I'm going to give you the definition from my point of view, my experience of how I was simping. I was with this beautiful girl and we had a good relationship. And then that relationship turned sour. I moved in with her. The relationship turned sour, okay, because I was helping her with her bills, this, that, and the other. And I think I was giving her for bills, food, utilities, everything else around $1,500 a month, right? And some of you probably asking, why did you move in with her? It was just easier because she had a couple of kids and she was already in the lease and my lease was ending, yada, yada, you know. Here's the simping part. Moved in, things didn't work out. I moved in with my boy. Did you know somehow she convinced me, or I was fool enough or simp enough to continue to pay her $1,500 a month for about 5 months? Some women say, oh, that was really nice. You helped her out. No, she was paying all her bills, groceries, utilities, kids, whatever, prior to me. And so it hit me. Let me tell you when it hit me. And it hit me simultaneously between a friend and me seeing her with another dude. And she told me. It wasn't like she lied, okay? She said, well, I told you. And she tried to tell me where I should move. Because when I was moving out, I said, hey, I still want to be together, but there's a lot of things in your household you need to take care of. Let's just say that the kids was running a household and she was suffering from depression, and I didn't know that prior to moving in. I'm not making excuses for myself. This is about simping. So I moved out. She wanted me to move in the same apartment complex as her. And I'm like, well, no, my boy gonna put me up for free. He's not gonna even charge me anything. And I said, you still want me to give you some money? So this is the best case scenario. Well, if you move with your friend, then I'm gonna start dating other guys. I'm like, not thinking, no, she's not, because I'm giving her $1,500 a month. So men believe what women tell you, okay? So anyway, I move out. I'm moving with my boy. I'm still paying this girl $1,500 a month. Now, I started to get into a trend where I still had some couple of bills that I needed to take care of. And so I started borrowing money from my boy. And he said, a couple of months I borrowed $100, $200. He said, man, why are you borrowing money from me? You have a full-time job. You make good money. And I was still making over 70 grand at the time, because this was about 10, 15 years ago. I'm not sure exactly, right? But anyway, I was giving her $1,500 a month, living with him, and still borrowing money from him. I was the biggest simp you probably know. And see, a lot of guys probably simped before and didn't know. You probably didn't simp extreme as I did, but I was young, dumb, in love, and foolish. So he was like, hey, man, you're not with her anymore. That contract, that agreement, that obligation you have no longer exists. So 2 days after he told me that, I'm going to Applebee's. I see her holding hands with another guy. It broke my heart. Then I realized I was a sucker. I realized I was a trick. I realized that I was a simp ass dude. That's what I realized. That's when I realized I was a simp ass dude being taken advantage of. And through that whole 5 to 6 months debacle and ordeal, she will call me for the most random things. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll get it. Because I'm thinking I'm being a man. Nah, you just being a punk ass dude. You just being a punk ass simp. Because here you are still providing for a woman you're no longer with. Here you are running at her bake and call that you're no longer with. And see, me thinking that by me doing these things, we could still be in a relationship. Now, the first 1 or 2 months, we were still having sex. Okay, I'm going to say 6, but not the SEX word because of YouTube. We were still having sex, but it started to die off after that second month because she started to move on while still taking my money. Good evening, Citizen M. It's a little warm in here, guys. Don't mind the sweat. Because this is a very important topic, because I see people clap backing on the internet of different entertainers and people with money Simpin, right? Simpin. There was a show that was on Kevin Samuels the other night, talking about this girl that was essentially accepting like almost $5,500 a month from this simp dude who was paying her bills, this, that, and the other, and somehow manipulated him into a contract of paying her this money of a leased car and a condo apartment for 6 months. And I was like, damn, that's me. You know, when somebody tell you a story, that's you. And here's another thing. Guys who may not be on that type of level of simpery. Yeah, I'm making it up as I go. You might not be on that same level as simpery. You might have done things for a woman thinking that you have some sort of relationship, or you were in a relationship and you were still doing things for her, even though you didn't have sexual access. She may have gave you a little bit of convo here and there, but you were so infatuated. You were maybe so in love or fooled like I was that you continue to simp and didn't even know it until someone like, hey man, she doing you in. She treating you wrong. That's right, Wendell. There's an emotional attachment. And Wendell say he's been there. See, real men will tell you, if you are in your late 20s on up, most men have simped one time or another. Meaning you gave a gift to a woman, an expensive gift, and you didn't even smash it. Some people are like, oh, that's not simping. That's just being nice. Why are you giving an expensive gift to a woman that don't belong to you? That's a bad investment. This is Financial Literacy 101, and I'm here to tell you, men and ladies, you giving expensive gifts to people you have no relationship with, no real connection with, and you thinking this is going to turn the tide, you are a simp. You are just being used. See, I don't think anyone ever played this narrative right here that women can be simps too in a very, very different way. Women will give up the cookies. Women will give up the cookies thinking this man is going to date her, thinking this man is going to offer her or allow her to be in a relationship with him. And it's just a 6 contract. Now, 6, again, for you guys coming on, is a replacement for the word sex, 6, okay? So women will give up the 6 thinking that, oh, you know, me and him together. But the only time you see him is when he come over and smash and dash or late at night. You're simping the booty out. Yeah. You're simping yourself and you may not know it. Because everything doesn't have to do with financial resources. A lot of times simping could just be what you give somebody. You ever had, let me tell you, I'm going to get into this one. Let me drink my YouTube iced tea. That YouTube iced tea is smooth. But anyway, I think it's the Blue Label YouTube iced tea, the Blue Label. I'm kidding. But nonetheless, now I can only speak from a male perspective, is when you're in a relationship, right? And a woman will call you over only to spend time with you. Who's ever done that? Time and time again, you thinking you're going to get the cookie, but she just want to spend time and watch movies. She just need companionship. She don't want romance. She don't want sex. She don't want anything of the above. She just wants somebody to sit there and watch TV with her. Or she may even simp you out and say, hey, yeah, can you pick up some toilet paper, deodorant, and some ribs? You're like, what the? They don't even go together. Toilet paper, ribs, what? She's simping you out, bro. Because people will tell you simping ain't pimping. Simping ain't pimping. And I don't believe in the whole pimp thing, you know, whatever. But the point of the matter is you are simping and you don't know it. I've been there. For you guys who just tuning in, rewind the tape, go back a little bit. And I gave the whole story how I was a huge simp and didn't know it. My boy had to say, hey, man, how are you broke and you make 70 grand a year? How are you broke? You investing, you're giving her $1,500 a month. You're not even with her anymore. How are you giving someone $1,500 a month and you're not even with them and they're dating another man? Do you know how I felt when I saw her with this other woman, when I saw her with this other man holding hands, and she wore a dress I never seen her wore before. It was gorgeous on her. It was this blue, silky body, not that like ratchet body fitting, but it contoured to her body. And I was like, damn, she looks sexy. Wait a minute. First I saw her and then I saw him, and I walked up to him. I said, hey man, can I speak to her real quick? He's like, yeah, I guess. You know, he was cool. I said, hey, what's going on? Well, I told you that if you move, blah, blah, blah. I said, you were serious? She said, yeah. I said, but I thought we were still working on things and I'm helping you with your bills. She's like, yeah, you said that you're a man and you know how to take care of a woman. She got into my mind. Let me go back to the definition again. Simpin. When you infatuate over women, allow them to take over your mind and cause you to do things for them you wouldn't normally do. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I wouldn't normally do that. I wouldn't normally just give $1,500. It's not a charity, okay? Let me read some of your notes before I move on. Man, I'm telling you, I was simping hard. And this is the problem where I see people come online and they'll call out other people from simping, but they won't give their own testament about how they used to simp or when they did simp. Because every man went through a large or small portion of simping. Let's see. Pretty girl Kiki says, I quit calling to destroy my entire life for someone out of love. It's not a male only thing. I know. She said the cookies thing is women are for real. And she also says that's crazy. I would have caught a case right there. Yeah, I kept my cool because, you know, your boy always try to keep money in his pocket. But simping, ladies and gentlemen, it goes both ways. It just takes different avenues of approach. Simping goes both ways, but it takes different avenues of approach. Women get simped out about men, but we just use the word pimping, but it's still simping. Cigar talk tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Cigar talk. These are the conversations that we need to have to edify the community instead of just bashing people for simping. Tell your own testament of simping so we can all learn from it, whether it be male or female, because it goes both ways. Now let's move on to something a little bit different here. So we can all learn from it, whether it be male or. I hate feedback. Sorry about that. But let's talk about this. Let me close this out. The next thing I kind of want to cover is giving money to your family. I did a video a long time ago. It has a lot of views. You guys should go look that up. I'll put it in the comment section. I'll leave a link to my video I did a while ago about giving money to your family. It was mostly dealing with foreigners. But what I'm realizing is now, not for me and my family. My family, I think my cousin, I won't say her name, she asked me for money one time, a long time ago, and that was it. Now, quite recently, a couple of months ago, my uncle, I won't say his name, asked me for some money. Didn't talk to me for 5 fucking years. Excuse my English. Didn't talk to me for 5 years. Then say, hey, I see you doing your thing. You got all that money. Hey, why don't you break me off some money? Wow. Like, hello, how have you been? How's your career? What are you doing with your life? Hey, you got a couple of dollars I can borrow? Didn't even do that. Let me tell you how you give money to family and you get used and abused constantly. And it comes from everywhere. It comes from your sons and daughters. It comes from your aunts and uncles. It comes from your mother and father. It comes from friends and family. It comes from everywhere because you're doing well, or you seem, or you have the appearance of you doing well. They're always in your pockets. They telling you how you're doing, so you should give the money that you work hard for, that you went to school for, that you grinded, stayed up late, worked hard, 2 jobs, 3 jobs, that you did, that you should give up your money. And then they make you feel guilty about not giving them money or thinking about giving them money because something they probably did for you in your past when you was a freaking child. Think about that. Here you are, a kid, and your uncle took you to, remember I took you to the carnival? What? I was 7. I want you to think about how family manipulates you into you giving them money. Oh, well, I don't have it, but I know you have a good job. They start telling you more about your career and your success than them. Say, hold up, you have all of these things. Why aren't you supplying and funding your own activities and groceries and utilities? Why is it that every time you get in trouble and you're not planning for it, that you call me to support you and give you a way out? So your family can simp you out as well. Think about that. You have a family member. Most of us do. You have a family member that continues to call you, that continues to contact you, to ask you for money. And the only time they keep this connection with you, the only time they call you every now and again is to keep you in close contact because you are a financial resource. You are a financial resource. Or they always borrowing something. Hey, you got a couple of eggs, you got a piece of bread, can I use your card? And some of you are so kind-hearted, you love your family, you guys have good relationship, and you're being simped out even with your family. You're being simped out even with your family. You know, your family can simp you out and say, hey, I'm going through a rough time, and come and live with you, say, hey, I just need 3 months. And they ask with you for 3 years. You've been simped out for 3 years, didn't even know it. This is what they do. And let me tell you, let me give you another angle. Kids will simp out their parents, especially if you wasn't a parent like myself that was not with the mom, but you was paying child support of some sort, or you were supporting that child. They would tell you, I'm just giving you my personal experience, they would tell you that you are still financially obligated to give me what I want because you was not in my life. I heard it from my own. You should give me whatever I want because you was not there when I was growing up. I'm like, did I visit? Yes. Did I pay child support? Yes. Did I still support you in school, et cetera, et cetera? Yes. But anytime you need something, I should still give you money, and you're a grown-ass man. You're a grown-ass woman. Your family can simp you out too, and some of you are looking at their condition. Let me clarify this. Let me be very clear, concise, and transparent. A lot of you are doing nice. You're doing well. You're successful in some sort. And your family is looking at your lifestyle, and you know their lifestyle. You might feel a sense of guilt and obligation that because of the conditions that they lived in and you lived in, that you should help out every once in a while. Here's the question. Did they have the same opportunity that you have? Now, there are some exceptions. There are some conditions, some hereditary diseases and ailments that occur in families, and they can't take care of themselves. I understand that. But most of us have willing bodies in our family that can go out and get a 1 job, 2 jobs, 3 jobs, and support their lifestyle. Because here's the thing, a lot of times when your family asks you for money, it's to support their lifestyle. It meant that they went out and purchased something, they went out and bought something with their money, and then depended on you to fulfill the rest of their obligations. Because every time they call you, you're willing and able to give up your hard work and money because they don't know how to budget. They know how to financially manage their finances. They don't know how to do that. Ram says, true as hell, man. I like to help the community, but damn, at least send me a Christmas card first. Exactly. Wendell says, agreed. Let's see what else. I missed some notes up here. Kiki says, her sister always asks her for money. I'm African. Our families really do simples out all the time. Let me tell you something. I was dating this African girl. Beautiful African girl from Kenya. And we was somewhat getting serious. Then she started talking about a diary. I was like, oh, will you write, everyday things in? She was like, no. A diary in Africa is when you are courting a female, looking to marry her. You have to pay a diary. Wait a minute, what? You said pay? She said, yeah, you have to pay a diary to my family, to my father. I said, well, how much is that? Well, and she was telling me how it depends on the success of the man. She said back in the old days, you used to pay in goats, cows, land, whatever, right? So I'm just thinking like, okay, how much could this diary be? She's like, well, somebody, college educated, X, Y. And then here's another thing. Wherever the woman is, if she's college educated, she knows how to cook, she's submissive, she's beautiful, the price goes up. The more beautiful she is, the price goes up. The more intelligent and more certification degree she has, price goes up, right? She was telling me that I would have to pay her father like $20,000. I was like, oh, hell no. And right then and there, I knew that a relationship wasn't going to work. I said, but hey, you are in America and you are potentially years from now or a year from now may marry an American man and you expect him to abide by your traditions and culture. She was like, yeah. And I was like, but you're not abiding by American tradition and culture. You see the confliction there? When you date a foreigner and do as you please, but if I went to her country, automatically I'm expected to follow her traditions and cultures. But you came to America. This is my tradition and culture. We don't do that. And matter of fact, your father needs to pay for the wedding and my family pays for the honeymoon. You get what I'm saying? But here's the thing when it comes to whether it be the Caribbean or Asia or Africa, when people come over here, their family simp them out to send money back because of the conditions they live in. And I've had all sorts of comments on this video. I'm going to post in the comment section a little later about how, 50% will say, yeah, they believe that the money belongs to them because I came over here and struggled and made a way and now I'm successful. I should send 50% of what I make back to Africa or back to Asia or back to the Caribbean. And ladies and gentlemen, you know the condition of your family. You know what they have and what they don't have, but you also know they may have or had the same opportunity that you had to come over and do better for themselves as well. But they didn't. They just waiting on what? Your monthly payment to come. Simping is bigger than what you think. Getting used is bigger than what you think. Oh, I got to show this one. Not dowry. Okay, yeah. You got it right. She said, my ex-husband paid $3,000. They gave it back after the divorce. Yeah, they do give it back. I heard they do give it back. I don't trust that, though. And this is the way that you say it, ladies and gentlemen. It's dowry, not diary. Dowry. Okay, I messed that up. But anyway, and her husband was American. And my thing is, I don't want to get into the cultural traditions battle. I'm just saying, when in Rome, do as the Romans. When in America, do as the Americans. When in Africa, do as the Africans. That's all I'm saying. They say it's tradition to wrap kente cloth around you and jump over the broom naked. I would have done it. I mean, I'm in Africa. But nonetheless, your family can use you for money no matter where they reside. And all of this is a form of simping. Male and female, male on male, female on female. Doesn't matter. You can be simped out by anyone. And because you have this guilt, because maybe that family member did something for you when you were younger, you feel obligated. But see, it's manipulation. They're tricking you. Here's the thing about you being born and you feeling obligated to pay money to an aunt, uncle, mother, or father, and their financial standing. You never asked to be born. It is their obligation to take care of you until you are grown. You don't have to go back and pay them back. Now, I know in some cultures, it's tradition that the kids take care of their parents when they get older and they come live with them. That's a little bit different. But just sending money so they can live their own life, here's the thing. Okay, you don't have the finances, you don't have the resources to take care of yourself. Come live with me. I understand that. I think we should take care of our mothers and fathers, but not let them use us because they want to live their own life and we keep funding them. No, your standard of living is going to decrease. Your standard of living will decrease. That brings me to my last topic, money in six. And again, we are replacing the word sex with the word six. I have a question for the guys and girls out there, for the ladies and men. Ladies, I want you to ask yourself this question. Who and what are you without six? Who and what are you without a nice body? That's the first question. Men, what are you without money? Think about it. What are you without money? And I don't care if you make 30,000 or 230,000. What are you? Who are you without money, men? And ladies, who and what are you without six and without a nice body and a pretty face? What are you? And don't tell me, oh, I'm a mother, I'm a father, I'm a sister, I'm a brother. No. Who are you? Because men equate themselves to the amount of money that they have in the bank. Men equate themselves to the amount of money they have in the bank. You can almost see it when a man walks that he has money versus a man who is broke. A man who has money, he walks with his shoulders back. I'm over exaggerating. He walks with his shoulders back. His voice is a little deeper, right? And then the guy who's broke, he walks slouched down, shoulders down. He's like, well, he talks a little bit softer. The men with the money are the ones in the club making all the noise, dressing with, blazers and nice shirts and, nice shoes. They got the nice ride outside. What are you without your money, men? What's going on, Minor the Major? Let me point Minor the Major out. This is a really good brother right here, ladies and gentlemen. He has a Instagram channel. He's helping. He's a clinical. He's a Minor, put it in there, man. I'm sorry. I got my little cigar here, but he's a therapist, to say the least. Okay, he's helping to raise Black boys and give the single parents help when it comes to their children needing psychotherapy. How to say that? Okay, that is Minor the Major. He is on Instagram. Okay, but anyway, what are you men without money? What are you without your fancy car? What are you without your fancy clothes? Are you going to still be the loudest in the room? Are you going to still have the swag? Women, what are you without a nice body? What are you without giving up the six? Okay? Because we understand that men can control women with money. Women can control men with six. Okay? Or women can essentially play the whole what's the word I'm looking for? Sci-fi, where she erotically controls a man just the way she walks, the way she talks, but never gives up the cookie. But the question is, who and what are you without those things? It's very important because we judge people off of the amount of status, the amount of money, the how we look at certain people. The question is this: if you a lady, would you date Lil Wayne if he wasn't rich? Would you date Flavor Flav if he wasn't rich? If a man didn't have millions or hundreds of thousands of dollars, would all those women sleep with him? Let me back up. let me back up. When it comes to that one, with all those high, beautiful, sexy, gorgeous women sleep with that man without his money? That's the question. Will those women sleep with that man without the money? Because men, you can sleep with all these women out here, but are they 8, 9s, and 10s? Are they 8, 9s, and 10? Are you rolling up with a 4-door sedan Porsche, or you rolling up with a four-door Corolla, and pulling the same level of women? No, you're not. So who are you without your money? Who are you without your body? Who are without your tantalizing, erotically moving, sexual shape, beautiful bodies? Women, who are you? That's the question I have. I want somebody to answer into the chat room. Wendell says women seek financial security. Okay, let's get into that, Wendell. Women seek financial security. Why? Why do women seek financial security? Why is that important to a woman? Because when we look at today's women, I'll just use the term modern day women, okay? Modern women want traditional things. Modern women want traditional things. Here's my thing, ladies. If you want traditional things, then be a traditional woman. I'm going to take you back because I'm going to say, well, if you want a man to pay all the bills, because some women want that, whether they like to admit it or not. If you want a man to pay all the bills, then I need you not to have a job. I need for you not to have a career. Because here's the thing. If you're going to bring in money, you need to be paying on some of these damn bills, okay? Listen, I'm engaged. Me and my fiance, we're going to be married by the end of the week. She has no issue with the things I'm saying. She has no issues with the things I'm saying. Because now here's the thing, she wants to work. She loves contributing. And see, here's the thing, you may not want a man like that, ladies. And men, you may not want a woman who makes money. Maybe you are a traditional man. Maybe you are a traditional woman. But I'm tired that women tell me, I used to go on all these dates and women used to tell me, oh, I'm old fashioned. How are you old fashioned? Does your father or mother pay for your car you have outside? No. Does your father or mother pay for the house or apartment that you have a mortgage or rent on? No. Then you're not a traditional woman. A traditional woman stays inside the house until a man comes and court her, and then if he is viable and approved by her father, to marry, or her mother, or her older brother. This is where we have it wrong. The whole modern woman, traditional woman. Let's be truthful. Why would you want to get with a man for his financial security if you have a job and or career and you don't want to contribute? You don't want to contribute. Why is that? And here's the thing. I know plenty of men who said, I'm the breadwinner. I'm bringing in the more cash. I'm going to take care of my lady. I'm paying all the bills. Somehow the relationship doesn't work out. Somehow the marriage goes in turmoil. Somehow she's walking away with $50,000, $60,000 saved up in her bank account, and you got 2 pennies to rub together. I'm telling you what I know. Remember the story I gave you at the beginning of this video? That same lady who sent me out, from her previous marriage, she saved up $55,000. And I asked her, I said, hey, where does money come from? I thought you needed money for X, Y, and Z. And somehow I caught a glimpse at her bank account. She was in the bed with a computer. And she's like, hey, can you give me $2,000? Because I need whatever it was at the time. And I said, oh, okay. Yeah, I can do that. She was paying half the bills, right? But she tried to talk me into paying all the bills and having all the bills in my name. Go figure that shit out. So I'm sitting there, I'm looking over, I kind of glanced over her shoulder. You know, we nosy sometimes. What the fuck? $55,000. I had only $5,000 in my bank account at the time. And I went and I was about to give her $2,000 until that whole conversation became an argument. She's like, wait a minute, why you all in my bank account? And this money is for me and my kids in case. I'm like, well, I don't have any money in case. Well, you a man and you, why do women think that men have a magic wand and anytime we get into financial trouble that we can wave our magic wand and poof, we're gone? Because in this modern day world, women can go out and get a job like men. Don't forget, we're equal. But that's what some of them think. I'm not saying all. There's women out there like my lady who doesn't care contributing to the household. Because when you have two income versus one, with more, you can do more. I hate the notion, I hate the term, I hate the phrase that, oh, I can do more with less. That don't make any damn sense. You can do more with, okay, you know what? Okay. If you was a real estate investor and someone says that they can do more with less, give them 1 acre and say, I need you to build 50 houses on this 1 acre. It's like, whoa, 50 houses. And I want all of these houses to be 3,000 square feet, bottom level ranch style. You can do more with less, right? No, I want 50 acres so I can build 50 houses. Let me get into some of your notes. I see y'all blowing me up. Let me see. Let me go back. Let's see. Okay. I can't read all of them, but here we go. We got Kiki. She says, a modern woman, all the women in my family work. I enjoy working. I only look at money when dating when the guy is unattractive. Wow. Hey. You can't make it up because she said it. Okay. And see, when a woman says something, as Kiki just said, I times 1,000. You know, there's like 100,000 women or more. I'm pretty sure a lot more women think the way she does. She works. She only looks at a guy's money when he's unattractive. I'm just saying. All right, minor to major, he says, historically going back to caveman days, females seek security and seek youth and beauty. It's been transferred through each stage of evolution. I agree, minor to major, but when it comes to being melanated people, okay, for who else is not melanated, this doesn't apply to you. For melanated people never lived in a cave. Melanated people do not have a history of living in a cage. We have always built structures. We have always built some sort of covering over our head to protect us from the elements. Now, when you talk about certain Caucasian who derive from the Caucasus Mountains in Europe, they lived in caves, not us. So that doesn't even fit this particular perspective and narrative. Okay. All right. Let's see. I think that this sudden trend goes back. Traditionalism is weird. I like being a modern woman. It comes with freedom. I like the 50-50 dynamic. I agree. Okay. Let's see. No Name says, a woman can love you, but the desire will dry up real quick without money. No pun intended, but I have always said money is a lubricant to life. Without everything, the difficult to make it work. Okay, well said. And you know what? I agree with everybody what you guys saying, because this is all your own perspective, and I'm not trying to beat nobody else about it. These are nuggets of knowledge and information that everybody really needs to listen to, men and women alike. This is really good information. And Citizen M said, every woman needs. Now, Citizen M, give me more. Because every woman needs, every man needs. See, here's the thing that we need to understand, men and women. We both need the same thing. We both need the same thing. Now, let me give you a scenario. If your significant other, she is a police officer, black belt in karate, and there's a burglar. She's trained with a firearm and she's trained with her hands. When there's a burglar, who's going to go investigate? Someone who knows how to clear a room and fire a firearm, and if she gets disarmed, she knows how to protect herself with her hands, or a dude who played football. And I'm not going to tell you what I would do. I'm not going to tell you what I would do, and I'm not going to lean one way or another, but I want you to put that scenario in your head. She is a police officer, okay? She was on a SWAT team, and she's a trained black belt. When the burglar enters your home, who is going to investigate the break-in? The police officer who is trained in special weapons and tactics, and she's a black belt with her hand, right? Or you, the ex-dropout football player from college. Citizens say every woman needs security is an international thing. Hey, Ram says, I'll be right behind her with my football gear. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. I shouldn't be laughing so much. Oh, man. Excuse me. Okay, let me get back into professional mode. Kiki says, who wants to bank their entire life on meeting a dude with money to take care of them? Seems like playing the lottery to me. What? Oh, whoa, Kiki, whoa. Women play the lottery every day when it comes to men. If you go on not YouTube, if you go on Facebook and you look up gold digging videos, these women, if you watch this 10 of the videos, they will plainly show you that majority of the women, okay, the ones they show, are only trying to get with men who got money. When they just walk up to them, they don't want to have nothing to do with them. Soon as they walk to that Ferrari, soon as they walk to that Lambo, all of a sudden that woman mind change. You're like, oh, that's you. You hear stuff like that. That's your car. That's a rental. They want to make sure you got money. I'm just saying, women play lottery all the time. When I was out in the dating world, you know, men, we have to live a very frugal life so we don't let women know that we have money. Like, they know we have money. We got our own car, apartment, blah, blah, blah. But like, we have like 100,000 in the bank because they think that's a shopping day. Let me tell you a story, true story. When I was living back in DC, I'm originally from Washington, DC. I remember me and this female went on a date and she knew I had a little bit of money. We go to the mall. It was Iverson Mall. If you guys are familiar with the DMV area, it was Iverson Mall. We was going to Up Against the Wall or some urban store, right? We went out on a date. We met at the club the night prior. And I was about to go out and I say, you know, she hit me up. She said, hey, what are you doing today? It was a Saturday. I said, well, I'm about to go to the mall, you know what I'm saying, get some gear or whatever. She said, oh, can you come pick me up? I want to go shopping too. Okay. I said, yeah, I'll come pick you up. You know, I'm trying to smash, trying to be nice, whatever. So we get to Up Against the Wall inside the mall. I'm shopping, right? I'm shopping. My cart, I got about $250 worth of clothes in there. She comes, she got even more clothes than I. Hers was like $400 or $500, right? All the designer wear at that time. So I go up there first. I ring my clothes up. I pay for my clothes. She goes up to the counter, put all her clothes down, and then she said, hey, you got this? And I was like, nah, girl, go ahead. She's like, no, I'm serious. You got this? And I was like, no, I don't got this. She's like, what? I know you got money. You can't pay for this for me. Any other would. I was like, oh wow, you got me. You know what I'm saying? Whatever I said back in the day, I'm like, man, you got me. I'm not them other dudes. She like, well, and so it was a long line, of course, and the guy up there trying to ring up the clothes, he was like, So she like, really? You gonna have me standing here looking stupid? You ain't gonna get this. I walk out. I'm heading to the garage to go to my car. She's coming with her little high heels. She like, that you made me look like a fool. I get in my car. I said, I'm about to make you look like a bigger fool. She said, you ain't gonna be leaving me here. No, you're not gonna make a fool of me. You're not gonna trap me. I hope you got bus tokens. I hope you know Pat and Turner. Pat with one foot, Turn with the other foot. You're not riding with me. You're not. No, you're not gonna corner me and make me look stupid to pay for $500 worth of clothing, and I met you the night before. Are you freaking kidding me? Nah, you got the wrong one. I mean, I probably would have bought her a shirt or something. She let me smash, you know. That's the old me. I'm just saying, she let me get a little nook. You know what I'm saying? I probably would have bought her a pair of socks and a pencil or something. I don't know. All right, let's see here. Let's see what you guys talking about. Y'all going at each other in the chat room. Look at you guys. Hold up. No Name says, you get what you ask for in life. If you don't desire such a man enough to position yourself to get such a man, then keep it moving. Then Kiki responds, No Name, I want the wealth for myself. This is modern society. I don't need to go through a man to get it. Now, y'all speaking some real stuff, but at the same time, let's be realistic. Everything that we see in media, okay, all forms of social media, regular media, is showing that a large majority, I can't say y'all, I can never say y'all, so don't take it out of context. A large majority of women are using men for their financial resources. YouTube iced tea. So Kiki, you might be the different one. I'm just saying, you might be the different one. No Name says the number one way women still get into the top 1% is running to money. Google it. Hollywood has made women and men think they don't need each other to need something. Thank you. Well spoken. He also says to need something or someone means not being able to live without him. If you can't live without a man or woman in your life, you should not be married to them. I agree. Let me tell you something. I told my lady this probably about right before I came live. She said that she can be happy by herself, right? And I agree. She's that type of woman. She's good with me, and I think she'll be good with her. I told her, I said, hey, listen, my soul, my spirit tells me that men and women belong together. I said, could I survive without you? I could, but would I be joyful? Would I be joyful without you? I said, no. I will not be joyful without a companion to walk through life with. That's me. I can only speak to me. I need her companionship. Okay, I don't need her money. I won't talk about the erotic stuff, but I need her companionship. I need a woman to be with me, to walk this life with me. That's me. All this, I'm good by myself. I'm better alone. People who think like that, I just call them stupid, or they're introverts, or they are the true cavemen. They're the ones who want to be alone. I don't want to be alone. Okay, I don't want to be alone. When I was living by myself, I was always trying to find things to do, going to the movies, going on a date, doing this, doing that. What you guys doing today? Bugging my friends. They got girlfriends and wives. I'm out here with all these different women dating, trying to find somebody. Because me, my soul, my spirit tells me that men and women belong together. And that, can we survive without each other? Yes, we can. But will we be joyful without each other? I don't think so. Let me give you a quick definition of what I define the terms being happy and being joyful. See, happiness or being happy is predicated upon, is based upon someone who happens to do something for you. It's about a moment. It's about a specific time. Being joyful is just being with that person, No matter what they do for you, their presence keep you joyful. Their presence keep you joyful. We can be in the bed. She's on her phone. I'm looking at TV. I am happy. She's right there with me. If she wasn't right there with me, I think I'll be a little lonely. I'll be a little down. Because that's me. I can only speak for me. All these women and some of these men, you saw what I did there. All of these women and some of these men, oh man, I'm good all by myself. Hey, bro, that's you, not me. That's you, not me. I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to keep it real because that's the thing. We are so damn independent as men and women. We are both telling each other in the community that we don't want and that we don't need each other, and we do. You live a better life with somebody that you can get along with. People who are married, people who are in long-term relationships live longer than single people because single people are more reckless. Think about it. Your car insurance goes down when two things occur. You turn 25 and you get married. Your life insurance price per month goes down when you are married. Because when I was single, I was out and about all the time. Most married people, okay, happy, joyful, they're in the house on a Thursday, Friday night. Me and my lady like, hey, there's a new movie coming on Prime. Let's watch that. If I was single, I'm like, man, I don't got nothing to do. I can still watch the movie, but it's not as joyful as watching it with her. Eating popcorn, having our feet on each other, under the blanket. This real lovey-dovey stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'll be out there in the streets, loving the club. Loving the club reminds me of Usher. He just had another baby, Usher. That's number 7, bro. Money runs out. Let me tell you, money runs out. YouTube iced tea. Money runs out. Money runs out. We got Dave Braz in the room. He says, hey, I'm from Germany and I don't support the... Hey, you guys on one tonight. Let me tell you, you guys are on one tonight. He says, I don't support the LGBTHZPMVA plus movement. He clowning. He clowning. Go ahead, man. We ain't nothing but love in the room. Ain't nothing but love in the room. But I understand and I'm with you. Okay. To me, when it comes to that particular movement, Dave, it's not about support, right? It's kind of like everybody has the right to live their life the way they want to live their life. Plain and simple. That's all I got. Growing up, I don't think I have any now, but growing up, I had plenty of friends that were part of that community. And, you know, I say, hey, this is the line. And I never had an issue. So there are people just like anybody else. They have a sexual behavior that heterosexuals don't agree with, okay? But I still encompass them as people. That's it. They're not a different species, this, that, and the other. They're just people who decided to exercise a different sexual behavior. That's the way I look at it. We got No Name. He says here that word for word, I agree. I speak the truth. Happiness is a state of being, not momentarily pleasure high. Okay, I agree. But see, ladies and gentlemen, what we have to understand is this. Let me get this out of here. What we have to understand is this. In this life, regardless of what religion you believe in, there are two sexes, right? Two sexes. You got male and you got female. Why did your creator, whoever you believe, why did your creator make both of them? Let's take for instance the Christianity one. God made Adam and Eve. And some people would like to say not Adam and Steve or Rebecca and Karen. whatever, however you want to look at it. But he made two people, period. No matter the sex, he made two people. So the other person will have a mate. Some of you want to say helpmate, doesn't matter, but a mate, someone to be with, someone that's your same species, a Homo sapien, to be with and to live your days with. Okay. In that case, everybody will be all men, or everybody will be all women, or we'll all be hermaphrodites, where we have both sexual organs. So that's the way I look at it. Okay. I'm not pushing my perspective on anybody. I'm just speaking to it. All right. Here's No Name. He's speaking to Pretty Girl. He said, we live in a material world, and to enjoy it, good and spiritual is the key. Either one alone don't work. Okay. I mean, but you know, I'm not saying some women and men, they are living in a material girl and they live in a material world. Dave, you on it tonight. Dave is on it tonight, ladies and gentlemen. He said, and I don't think it when Nickelodeon TV shows cartoon with transgender characters. Whatever. I don't agree. I don't agree that they should be doing that because they're pushing that agenda on the kids. Okay, there it is. I said it. He said Eve was made to complement Adam. Men and women complement each other and make each other better. Again, we're getting to that spiritual talk, and No Name. Let's just be realistic. None of us really know. Let me tell you the most important thing in life. Can I tell you guys what I believe the most important thing in life? And this goes in all aspects of whatever I talk about on this channel, mostly financial. Faith. Faith. Think about that. In order for you to believe the narrative that a creator created Adam and Eve, or you believe in Muhammad with the Quran or the Torah or the Dead Sea Scrolls or the lost books of the Bible or the Buddha teachings, no matter what you believe, you got to have faith in that belief. Okay? We can go there. We can go there. Let's go there. I got a couple more minutes. My lady told me I got to be down there before 10:30 in order for me to, never mind. But but anyway, let's talk about it. The only thing that you have when it comes to any religion is your faith. No one can prove anything. No one can prove anything. Because let's take, for instance, Christianity, one of my favorites. In the Bible, you have Job, Abraham, John, Luke, Mark, whatever. You have all these people, right? Can you find their fossils? Can you find DNA evidence? No, you cannot. Let's take, for instance, Muhammad, if you're a Muslim. Can you find his fossils? Or the prophet? In say the Holy Quran, the prophet is Jesus, Muhammad is God. Okay. So yeah, can you find their DNA? No, you cannot. So everything is predicated upon faith. When I do my stock reviews on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and I do all this research, analytics, looking at trends, indicators, looking at volumes, I'm giving you guys all this information, right? At the end of the day, I just got to have faith based upon the information that I read, these indicators that tell me, right, that tell me that the stock is going to go up. The stock can go down. Anything can occur. I agree, No Name. He said faith sustains all beliefs. You are 100% correct, sir. You are 100% correct. It does. Because here's the thing. We have faith in things all the time, okay? We have faith in things all the time that we use. When you go up to your stove, you have faith that when you cut it on, it's going to turn on. And then you see it turn on, you know it's real. But now when it comes to religion, and I'm not speaking out against any religion. I just want to give you something to think about. If you take away this celestial feeling, this history and background that your spiritual church or house of ministry has given you through years and decades of teaching and preaching, without that knowledge that they downloaded and input it inside your mind and brain day in and day out and tell you read this and read that and pray this and pray that, would your God exist? Without the Bible, without the Quran, without the Buddha teachers, without Hinduism and the books that are correlated with that, without the Catholic Lents, and no one ever speaking about it, would your God exist? That's deep, because a lot of times people cannot separate what they have been trained year in and taught year in and year out over and over again. Think about that. Without your religious documents, without your religious leaders, did your creator, did your God come down and say, I am the Lord thy God, and you should serve me. You should bow down to me. You should worship me. I'm just asking the question. I am just here to make you think. I just want you to think about it. Because we're talking about faith, right? When we're talking about faith, your faith is predicated upon what you have learned day in, day out for years. Your reverends, your pastors, your ministers, your religious leaders from different religious sects, they have downloaded, implemented, taught, teach everything you know. What has built this foundation of faith for you to believe in the respective religions that you believe in. Then you got this new narrative that people are like, oh, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. What does that mean? And then when you really start talking to them and you break down certain things, your spirituality is based upon your religion. Duh. I'm just saying, let me read what you guys got going here. No Name says, true, even as a Muslim, I rely mostly on the teachings and promise of God. I love reason, but I don't believe we are capable of conceiving all truth and matter. Mostly is faith and hope. Okay, we're getting somewhere. My God, Allah, did describe scientific knowledge before it was discovered by man. The Quran clearly described the reproductive process before we knew how babies came about. So I have some evidence. You don't have evidence. No Name. You have no evidence. I'm going to go back. I'm not being disrespectful. I will go back and explain that. Ram says, truth. Even science hinges on some form of faith. String theory is like truth, but it's impossible to prove at this point. Conscious. What about love? Okay. Let's break it down. I'm going to try to answer these as best way I can. I'm not the most intelligent guy, but I am a very common sense guy. So let's go back to this one. He says, my God, blah, blah, blah. The Quran clearly describes the reproductive process. Listen, the reproductive process has been recorded since the dawn of time, since man and women saw by having intercourse, okay, that if the eggs are fertilized, I know that's a little more foreknowledge, the eggs are fertilized, you'll have a baby. There's no proof that Allah, there's no proof that God, Jesus Christ, the Holy Trinity, there's no proof that the spaghetti monster, there's no proof anybody has any solidity or validity that they are one truly real without your faith based upon the information that was given to you, based upon the information that you found out. See, if you told me that no, Allah came down to me and told me these things, and I will have to ask, well, did you ever go to a mosque? Did you ever pray prior to Allah coming down to teach you and to inform you? Once you said yes, I already know you've been manipulated. I already know that you've been taught. I already know that you've been trained to do and think the things that you're saying. Think about that. God has never came down and said, Ross, I am the Lord thy God. I've created the heavens and the earth. I created the birds and the bees. And this is how things should be. Because here's my picture when it comes to this of a creator in God. I believe that there is a creator. I believe there's a higher being. But if a God, the way we think of God, the way we know of God, whatever God you serve, we all think the very same thing. We think that God is all powerful, all omnipotent, all knowing. We believe those three things: all powerful, all knowing, omnipotent. He's the first, last, ever will be. All these great things, right? If that's the case, then why do we have to pray? If God knows your heart, why do you have to pray? If God is omnipotent, then why do you have to ask for things? I'm just here to make you think. I'm just asking a question. I'm not challenging anyone, but I want people to think about it. Why do you have to pray? Why do you have to ask? Why do you have to worship? Because when I really think about this, what if I told you, looking at Greek mythology and studying Greek mythology, that they have all these different gods, right? I can't name, the only one I can really think of is Zeus. Let's just say Zeus, because he was a god of gods, right? Whatever. How did in Greek mythology, how did gods get their power? Anybody ever read that? How did gods get their power? They got their power by people praying to them. What does that sound like? What does that sound like that a lot of the other religions do? And here's another thing. There's over 4,200 religions. 4,200. So because of your faith, because of your upbringing in your prospective religious establishments, you believe that your God is the God of gods. You believe that your God is king of all. You believe that your God is the one true God, regardless of what religion you are. But this, you have been indoctrinated inside of your religion, whether you believe it or not. I just want you to think about it. I'm not challenging you. I just want you to think about it, because a lot of times people don't think the way that I go about thinking about when it comes to spirituality and religion, and the way that we're boxed in, right? We're in this cube. We're in this cage. And anytime someone starts to think outside that box or cage, and you start to have doubts, you have those people in your community that reel you back in. Just have faith. Just have faith. No. Don't worry. Don't worry. You'll get it in signs and symbols. Well, why God can't just come and tell me? Well, you know your conscience, that people call your conscience, that's actually God. Or you ever see there's on the right shoulder, there's an angel, and on the left shoulder, there's a demon. That's God. Then let's get a little bit deeper. Let's get a little bit deeper. Give me a moment with your comments. I'm going to read your comments. Think about it like this. When I told this guy, I was at the car wash, I said he was this really religious guy. And when I hit him with this, he was like, wow, I never thought about it like that. I said the same thing to you guys. I said, God is omnipotent, all knowing, all powerful. He created everything, blah, blah, blah. He's like, yeah. I said, so if God created everything, then God created evil. Oh, no. God, I said, yeah, he did. God created evil. God created evil. We don't have to get to talking to the dark and the lightness, but God created evil. Who created Lucifer? Who created Satan? God is omnipotent, all powerful, all knowing. Why would I create an angel that will defy me and try to overthrow heaven with another group of unworthy angels, and then I curse them to hell? Why would I create that knowing that would happen? It's like a storybook, right? It's like a fairy tale. Now, we believe that the imagery that we're giving by the dominant society, that the devil, Satan, is horns and this, that, and red eyes and all these things that we believe. But if you read it, it says that Lucifer was beautiful. Lucifer could play the harp. Lucifer could sing. I'm just saying, if you believe in a God, then you have to believe, if he's omnipotent, all-knowing, all-powerful, that you have to know he created evil. And if he created evil and he knows everything before it's going to occur, and I know some of you are going to say, you know what I'm about to get to, right? Oh, he gave us free will. Why would I create you if I know there was going to be a mass shooting and 40 people get killed in Las Vegas? Why would I create that? I am just here to make you think. I'm not challenging anyone. The reason why I keep saying this is because I just want you guys to think about it. Okay? All right, let me go back up. Wendell said that's a lot of religion. Let me go back up. I want to make sure I get everybody. You guys have been saying a lot. Okay. Let's see here. Conscious says love. What is love? Here's the thing. I love my fiance. I love her with all my being. But what is love? What is love? Let me look it up. Because truly, I love her to the point I don't believe I can live without her. That's my definition of love. Dogs love you because you feed them. So right here it says, okay, let me blow this up. An intense feeling of deep affection, a great interest and pleasure in something. A great interest and pleasure in something, or if you replace some of the words, it could be a deep pleasure in something. Now, here's a question for everyone. Have you ever loved someone outside of your family and friends, the opposite sex, or if you go that way, the same sex, without having intercourse with them? Some of you are going to say yes. But how was your love when you never, what did your love do when you guys did not go to the next level? I've loved a girl prior to having intercourse, but when I didn't have intercourse, my love faded. Then some of you will say, well, you never loved her. I don't know what to say about that. I love my fiance before we had intercourse, but when we did, I loved her a whole lot more. I'm just saying, I'm going off the definition. Definition says an intense feeling of deep affection, a great interest and pleasure in something. I'm just saying that's what love is, Conscious. That's what the dictionary says. Love to me is I would do anything for that person. I have a long yearning feeling. Like, I love a lot of my friends. I love a lot of my boys. I do anything for them. Okay, that's a friendship love, right? And that was through a lot of bonding, a lot of spending time, a lot of things that we went through together. You love in very different ways. So what about love? I mean, there's nothing tangible about love that we can actually say, oh, this is love, or let me show you my love. Because you can show, we all have these, like, they came up with the love languages, which is a very good book. I believe that everybody should either read the footnotes or the book, The 5 Love Languages, because we all show love and we all receive love very different. But essentially love is untangible. Love is like faith, right? Because when you tell someone you love them, right, it's based upon the things you have done for them. It's based upon how you treated them, how you talked to them, the time you spent with them. Okay. It starts to add up to show your love. But if they operate in these 5 love languages like gift giving and what they call it, spending time with one another, we all receive and give love very differently. But love is essentially, I can't pick up love. Like, oh, there's love right there. That's love. We can't actually measure love. Because you ever heard the term, I love you, but I'm not in love with you? Or I fell out of love with you. That just saying I don't like you no more. I don't like you no more. I don't love you no more. But to me, I used to believe there's levels to it, right? You can love someone, then through the many things that you'll go through with that person, you will fall in love with them. And I believe that once you're in love with somebody, how do you fall out of love with somebody if they don't cheat and hurt you and abuse you and physically assault you? If they don't do none of those things, haven't you heard that 2 people were deeply in love with one another? Then they say we grew apart. Yeah, we grew apart. I started playing chess. She started playing checkers. So is love real? Or is it like a dog? You know, because dogs are loyal to you. And some people who are big pet owners, they believe that their pets love them. Your pets are loyal because you feed them. That's science. Stop feeding them and see what happens. All right, let's get back into it. All right. The people who say I'm not religious, I'm a spiritual, and also the same people who believe in born again virgin. There's no such thing. I don't believe in born again virgins. And some women say, and some men say, what's the terminology when you don't have intercourse for a long time? Not a sabbatical. What do they call it? I forgot what they call it, but don't do that. It says, no name, not all virginity have to be important to you in the first place. Spiritual people or more sexually, I can't even say it, liberated. Okay. What else? We got Ram. He's saying true frauds. We got Kiki. She said this convo got real spiritual. Let me get some tea. Wendell said this is a lot of religious. It is. What else do we got? We got Killer 87. What's going on, Killer? Your man talk. Hey man, this cigar talk, man. We talk about a little bit about money, man. You missed it. Wendell says here, you can grow fond of each other and build a chemical connection, but it's all science, and that is okay. Love is not needed. Man, I don't know what to do with that one, Wendell. I'm speechless with that one. I don't have a ad lib, a comment. That was like, I don't know what to do with that. I was like a puzzle, you know. I don't know what to do with that. But ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the talk for tonight. If you guys want to pick this up, this same conversation, Friday or Saturday, I think I'm leaning towards Friday because this is a long weekend. I think I'm going to do another Cigar Talk Friday. You know, I do a Cigar Talk every Friday, every weekend, Friday or Saturday. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. And if you like these cigar talks, also give this video a thumbs up. And then after the video is ended, can everyone please, after the video has ended, please comment in the section below. I respond to all of my comments. Please comment. Let me know if you want me to keep the cigar talks up so we can have open discussion that is beside money, that probably leads into money. Because at the end of the day, this is all money. Because we haven't even talked about how churches and synagogues and malls will not exist without your donations and charity. They will not exist without your donations and charity. We haven't talked about that tonight, okay? So again, if you like these cigar talks, please, after the video has ended, leave a comment, leave a comment, leave a comment. Wendell said he's spiritual. Stop it. I feel you, brother. This is Financial Literacy 101. Learn money and be inspired. On the way out, I got to hear one more time. Hey. Hey, 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 hey. On the way out. Sometimes you just got to ride on. It's Tuesday night. It's not even hump day yet. Jermaine Anderson said, yes, please do. Jermaine, I need you to make a comment after the video has ended. Also, Wendell, leave a comment after the video's ended. Give it a thumbs up. Good night, everyone. Good night, Kiki. Good night, No Name. Who else got? Good night, 187. Good night, Conscious Mind, Conscious Music. Good night, everyone. Good night, Ram. Thank you guys for joining me. Hey. We got to turn the light off real quick. Here we go. Hey. That joint riding. You see, when I turn off the light, look at it bleeds into the cement. Hey, hey, hey. Peace.